Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. This is TV Papua News of August 2013. With this time, Indonesian armed forces involved in several shootings. Corporations deny the rights of indigenous peoples. FreeWestPapua campaign opens office in the Netherlands. Cultural parades commemorate the 51st anniversary of the New York Agreement. And FreedomFlotilla begins boat journey to West Papua. But first we begin with Indonesian armed forces involved in several shootings. In Timika, the local KNPB chapter has reported the killing of the 36-year-old Joni Andreas of the Moni tribe. As the victim left her house in the morning, she got suddenly chased by a police unit, in which she got shot in the chest and died. It is still unknown why the police was chasing her. And in Wamana, a mentally ill Erwin Wenda of 27 years old got killed by the police when passing by and making remarks to the police officers. Two eyewitnesses told the officers that he has a nervous disorder and that he should therefore ignore his remarks. However, Officer Lua Luzman ignored this plea and shot him several times, after which he died instantly. According to the witnesses, whom themselves got beaten, arrested and interrogated in an attempt to manipulate their official witness statements. And last month, in Papium village, in the Mukoni district, Indonesian military shot dead an 11-year-old girl when searching for members of the Free West Papua movement, also called the OPM. Arlins Tabuni, the 11-year-old girl, tried to run away when she saw the soldiers approaching her house. The soldiers then opened fire on the girl, who died immediately. At the moment, such incidents with Indonesian army forces involved occurred frequently and are never seriously and independently investigated. This shows the incapability of the Indonesian armed forces to deal with unarmed and peaceful civilians. Last year, especially members of the peaceful youth movement, the KNPB, have been victims of such incidents. Over 30 members have been killed. The Free West Papua campaign therefore calls upon the people to email the Indonesian president to stop these violent actions and to give the Papuan people their right for self-determination. Next, Coorperations deny the rights of indigenous people. The development of mostly foreign capitalistic corporations within West Papua is of a growing concern for the indigenous Papuans. Latest example is the village Yowit in the Merauke region, where the indigenous leaders have been forced to sign a document of the company PT Majora, one of Indonesia's leading food brands. It was said that they would be accused of being members of a separatist movement when they would deny to sign. This could mean a military crackdown on this village and other villages in the already militarized zone of Merauke. The intellectual forum, Suma Woma, a group of local youth and community members, have occupied the offices of PT Majora and PT Astra, demanding that the company stop their operations in the region. Operations which are destroying their environment, the peace among the villages, and their complete way of living. An intellectual of the Marin tribe, real Marin people live with the land. The forest and wildlife are kept safe. We sit, we stand, we live from the land. We carry out our traditional rituals from the land, and the forest and the animals provide our food. If the land, forest and animals are all gone, and we no longer own them, then the Marintanim people are wiped out and become plastic marine, having to buy what we need for our traditions from the shops. "We don't want to become plastic marind," he said. 3 years ago, the Merauke Regency has been opened for plantation companies in the mega project called MIVE. Now, more and more local people have started initiatives to organize to resist these capitalistic companies and to save their traditional and diverse cultures. Next, the Free West Papua campaign opens an office in The Hague. On August 15th, the Dutch section of the International Free West Papua campaign have opened a new office in The Hague, the international city of peace and justice. This office will be a central point to collect and provide information on the ongoing freedom struggle of West Papua. A struggle that has been kept away from the international public for already 50 years. The ceremonial opening was opened by a traditional performance, followed by a speech of Benny Wenda, who recently opened a similar office in Oxford, UK.
We are officially launching this Netherlands Free West Papua campaign office as a part of this now global struggle to achieve West Papuan independence from Indonesian colonialism. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
And in West Papua there was much support for the opening during cultural parades that were organized to commemorate the 51st anniversary of the New York Agreement, which was happening on the same day. After the opening of the offices in the UK and the Netherlands, Free West Papua campaign will also open offices in the USA, Papua New Guinea, Guyana and Vanuatu. We continue with cultural parades commemorate the 51st anniversary of the New York Agreement. On the 15th of August 1962, in New York, the USA, Indonesia and the Netherlands agreed on the terms to transfer the administration of West Papua from the Netherlands to Indonesia, which was called the New York Agreement. An agreement that 51 years later has turned out to be full of broken promises. To give attention and awareness to this agreement and its broken promises, big cultural parades were organized in Port Mumbai, Wamena, Biak and smaller ones across the country. To demonstrate also against the ongoing threats to the survival of the Papuan culture. Beforehand, police had stated they would allow the cultural parades. But reports from across the country tell about intimidation and arrests before and during the events. At last, the Freedom Flotilla begins boat journey to West Papua.
2 yachts set sail today with about 30 crew members on board. They've been warned that if they enter West Papua waters, they'll be intercepted by Indonesian naval vessels. But the activists say they're highlighting the abuses that West Papuans endure under Indonesian rule.
Is something that you cannot turn a blind eye to when you hear some of the horrific things that are happening.
All we want to do is make awareness. If everybody on the planet is aware of what is happening, we will be happy.
Indonesian authorities say anyone on board could be arrested and detained if the boats arrive without authorisation. Foreign Minister Marty Natalegawa says that after discussions with Australia and Papua New Guinea, all three countries are in agreement. He says Indonesia, Australia and PNG are all on the same page in not wanting a stunt to interrupt or disrupt their relations. Australia recognises West Papua as part of Indonesia, but not all politicians do. Liberal MP Warren Entsch was there to support the flotilla.
I'm hoping at some stage that common sense will prevail and we'll be able to see West Papua regain its identity, its true identity.
One of West Papua's political leaders, who lives in Australia in self-imposed exile, says Australia needs to take a leadership role in helping bring about self-determination.
We hope Australian government can become third party to bring Indonesia and West Papua to sit together to talk about our future.
The flotilla is expected to reach West Papua in 13 days. Sam Eichen, World News Australia.
Across West Papua, people gathered on the streets to welcome the convoy of peace and justice. Marching, dancing, singing and praying. Speakers addressing the crowd and many wearing the West Papuan flags, calling also for a safe passage of the convoy. And during one of the prayers in a church in Sorong, police arrested 4 of the event leaders on charges of treason. Treason for raising the West Papuan flag. Both in Melbourne, Australia, and The Hague, the Netherlands, international solidarity groups gathered in front of the Indonesian embassies and also calling for a safe passage of the Freedom Flotilla. In this way, showing Indonesia the world is watching.
West Papuan Freedom Flotilla supporters gathered at the Foreign Affairs Department's Brisbane offices today to condemn its stance on West Papua.
Bob Carr is cruel in denying West Papuan the right to self-determination and for allowing Indonesian security forces to continue to brutalise the people of West Papua as they have done for the last decades.
4 currently in the Torres Strait.
The Freedom Flotilla is a peaceful journey reuniting cultures and struggles of Australia and West Papuan Indigenous peoples. It's doing what the Australian government has been failing to do in relation to West Papua, peacefully pursuing self-determination.
The Freedom Flotilla is expected to arrive in Merauke, West Papua, in about 3 weeks.
We're on the way to West Papua. We are together. Our solidarity is more strong than ever. And that Indonesia should not use military violence.
You can follow the latest news of the Freedom Flotilla on the website below. For now, this was all. We thank you for watching and hope to see you next time. Safe travels.